Watch what happens the next time someone says something you disagree with. Not later, right at the moment they say it, before they've even finished the sentence. Something in you has already moved. You're not weighing what they said. You're not turning it over. You're getting ready to push it away. And here's the strange part. You often push it away with a word. That's a myth. That's woke. That's AI. That's propaganda. That's what those baby boomers are doing. That's what those people always say. The label does the work. You drop the idea into a box, and the box handles it. You never had to open the thing up and look inside. You never had to ask whether they might have a point. The category rejected it for you, and you got to stay exactly where you are. I want to sit with that for a second, because it's easy to think that this is about being stubborn, or about not being smart enough to follow an argument. It's neither. Some of the quickest, sharpest people you'll meet do this constantly. So there's something else going on. Let me give you the way I look at it. I work with a framework I developed called psychological architecture. It reads what's happening inside a person across 4 areas, 4 domains. There's mind, which is how you're reading the situation. There's emotion, which is what you're feeling as it happens. There's identity, who you take yourself to be and who you belong with. And then there's meaning, what the whole thing ends up signifying to you. The reason I bother splitting it up like this is that these 4 don't sit in separate rooms. Push on one and the others move. So when I say something happened in your head, that's never the whole story. Watch where it travels. So, someone says the thing you disagree with. Start with emotion, because that's often where you feel it first. There's a jolt, fast, physical, before any thought. It doesn't feel like I might be wrong. It feels like a threat. Something just came at you. Now, why a threat? A different idea is just words. It can't actually hurt you. That's where identity comes in. And this is the part I really want you to see. The idea may look like it's threatening what you know, but underneath that, it's usually threatening something closer to the bone, who you are, and especially where you belong. Because you don't hold your positions alone, you hold them with people, your side, your friends, the ones whose nods tell you you're one of them. And to actually consider the opposing idea, to let it in far enough to take it seriously, is to risk drifting from them, to become, even slightly, someone who thinks like the other side. That's the real cost, not being wrong, being alone. So identity sends out an order, make this go away, fast, without me having to actually engage it, because engaging it is the dangerous part. And that's when mind reaches for the label. You see the sequence there? You see where it goes? The thinking didn't come first. The label isn't the conclusion of some careful reasoning. It's an errand. Identity needed the idea gone, and mind grabbed the nearest category that would do it. Oh, that's AI. Done. You didn't evaluate what they said. You classified who they must be. And there's a bonus. When you dismiss them, you don't just stay safe. You rise. You become the person who sees through it, who isn't fooled. That little lift of being right, of being one of the clear-eyed ones, that's identity getting paid. Or is it? Now meaning closes it. Because the opposing view isn't just wrong, it's become a marker. It's the kind of thing only those people believe. And once it means that, refusing to engage it stops feeling like avoidance. It starts to feel like integrity, like loyalty, like you're being principled by not listening. That's the loop. A threat you feel, a belonging you protect, a label you reach for, a meaning that makes the whole thing feel righteous. And around it goes, tighter each time. Notice what never happened anywhere in there. You never found out what the other person was actually going to say. You decided you already knew, and you were defending your place in the room the whole time. So what would it take to do the other thing, to actually understand someone you disagree with? It's not listening harder. It's not a set of phrases you memorize. The problem was never a skills problem. Here's what it actually takes. When the idea comes in, there's a moment, a short one, where it's arrived, but you haven't yet decided what it means about you. It hasn't been filed. It's not yet friend or enemy, just an idea sitting there, unsorted. That moment is the whole thing. That's where understanding happens. And the reflex we just traced exists to end it as fast as possible. Because that unsorted moment feels unbearable. An idea in the room that hasn't told you whose side it's on. Understanding doesn't ask you to agree. It asks you to stay in that moment just a little longer, to let the idea be fully present before you've decided who it makes you. You don't have to accept it. You just have to stop reaching for the label long enough to actually hear it. That pause, that willingness to not know yet who's safe and who belongs and which side you're on, that's the whole difference. The difference between arguing and understanding.